Hello gamers and welcome to some more exciting Steel Division 2 action. After covering a Division 1 game, we're going to jump into Division 5 now. And the reason I picked this game, it's game 2 between Zol Midura and Jefferson, Division 5 Group C matchup, is that Zol Midura plays with 5th Gebirgsjäger, and we've just seen Farid play 5th Gebirgsjäger in Division 1. So I think it's quite exciting to see different approaches, both playing Vanguard, Farid and Zol Midura. But Jefferson is not going to play Vanguard. He's playing Maverick with First Polish. So let's take a look at Zol Midura's 5th Gebirgs, which can be a really aggressive division. We can already see he also brings lots of Gebirgsfusiliers, double-vetted, with the sniper rifle and the semi-automatic rifles and the buffed MP40s. Really nice tool, SPW, here to for some early aggression. Infantry Gebirgspyros with the MP40 buff, quite nice. Gebirgsstreif with the MP44s and the MG42s, really good mid-range. Lots of veterancy here with the double vets. And here it even costs 2 units, but for the Vanguard player, I think it's good. He's going for lots of leaders, both in A and B phase. But these leaders are pretty good because they can fight a bit as well with their sniper rifle and their Panzerschreck. Or Gebirgsstreif, and then Gebirgsjäger card in C phase, also single vetted. Tank tab, there's not much here. The Italian M42 and the Stück 3, no leader. The Stück 3 double vetted. Support tab, Gebirgsjäger LG42 for 2k range. He goes for the Gebirgsjäger 18 in B phase as well. And then machine gunners in both A phase and B phase. The A phase cast, interestingly, not double vetted, which might have been an interesting call because he already has more in B phase. The munitions, that's really cool with Fallschirmjäger and also Gebirgsjäger. does not come in Opel Blitz, but in the Kübel munitions, so you just have to pay 20. It's only half the amount, but still, you can spread it more evenly. 2 cards of Pax, no Püppchen, and artillery, anti-air, the Breda and the shitty Gebirgsflux. That's actually lots of flux in B phase. I don't think he's going to call in 12 flux in B phase. Going for a mobile option in A phase is probably the right call, but unvetted, they won't do much at all. So I think it would be better to, if you push and want to support your push, bring them single vetted or potentially even double vetted. There's more to come here anyway. Artillery, I think there's a lot of artillery for a Vanguard deck with the C phase mortar even, but it's only 80 points and it's a good tool and had an availability buff, so it's even single vetted. Battery leader, SK18 for counter battery presumably, and the Gebirgs howitzer. In A phase you can also double vet it, and it will be even more devastating, and you only lose 1, which I think could be the call if you just use them as your A phase artillery, and then you can still have your SK18 in B phase. In the air tab, we see a Recon plane. I love that. BF-109 is a bit shit, but they are not that great options anyway. Does not go for the fast Italian fighter here. Then here's some tools to deal with tanks in both A and B phase. Duck phase. Yeah. Interesting deck for sure. Maybe a little bit too much artillery, but other than that, it looks pretty cool. No Püppchen. In the Püppchen range, obviously, it's only 750 meters and it's a bit RNG, but it's also pretty cool. Maybe in B phase, 6 of them, double vetted. I think that would be cool on Orsha, East. Okay, let's jump to see Jefferson's deck. Here we are, Jeff Jefferson playing first Polish, also a really cool division that can be played aggressively. He doesn't go for the BA10. Interesting, even though it was just buffed from 25 to 20 and it was a steal already before that. But he does go for the universal carrier Dushka, which can be so obnoxiously annoying. Then there's Viat Connie. He maybe uses them as like kind of like an infantry unit as well. And then the SU-57 is also a unit that usually trades up, and it does have better penetration than the BA-10, and that's maybe the reason why he went for this. But the BA-10 could have also dealt with the Recon cars, for example. But this can obviously deal a bit with better with the Stuk. And then he goes for T-34-76. So really cool A-phase tools to bring some tank domination or armored domination in A-phase. In his infantry deck, he goes for the cheap leaders here. Fusilieri, basically Pipichar. Yeah, so that's basically Aftomachiki, basically. Velki LKM with the anti-tank rifle. Beefy squad, 12 men, Sapir rocks. 1 flamer, 2 light machine guns. Really cool unit. Obviously at CQC you can't use the DP-28. And the Strelki and LKM again. So 2 cards of these, but these come in the half tracks. And the Descent Kolgobi, basically also like a PV unit with Molotov. And then Pioneers as well, double vetted, Strelki LKM. And then a C card of Strelkis that can deal with tanks as well. So lots of infantry, 76, well, decent amount at least, and he's got a lot of veterancy with them. Goes for the T-70 in A-phase, tiny little tank that can trade up quite nicely, 34, double vetted in particular, T-34 and T-34Es in A-phase also double vetted, and then double vetted in B-phase. He does not even bother with the T-34-76 with its, yeah, it's actually GDI anyway, less armor, faster but less armor, and more ammunition, oh, but that doesn't do the trick, I think. Yeah, good call here. Range is also the same tank gun. Yeah, it's the same tank gun. So yeah. Support tab, machine gunner, and this infantry gun that usually trades up, and well, at least it's quite good. It doesn't necessarily trade up because it's not like the Soviet one. And then the Studebaker Ford truck. Anti-tank, M42s, and those SU-76. They also have a tendency to trade up. Then SU-85s, double vetted as well. Also both of them in A phase. And then B phase, this gun. So this kind of looks almost like he plays Maverick. That's very interesting. Sorry, Vanguard. He really wants to get it done in A phase already as well. And it's a very cost-efficient division. If you look at the tank prices, for example. Anti-air, lots of anti-air. This is double-vetted. This can use to kill tanks as well, and I guess that's the purpose because it's unvetted. And then more AA in B phase, sure enough. And the Haubitzer in A phase, single-vetted, does have heat shells as well. And in B phase as well, not the F-22. That used to be a super good tool. Not that cool anymore, I think. Or at least not as cool as I always thought it was. And then the Katyusha in B phase, 4 of them. Well, no Su-76, no 120mm mortar despite the buff. Air tap, very good. A recon plane here as well. Much cheaper, 30 points cheaper. Better availability, no radio. But yeah. Then you get very good resilience. Bombers here with the L2Ms in A phase and B phase, so 9 in total. Yeah, then a fighter and a tank destroyer, which I think is a good call, just in case he has to deal with some of the Stuks, for example. Now let's get to the map. Welcome to Orsha East. It's a very popular map. It's not super balanced, not super balanced either. Badly balanced. On the left-hand side in red, we've got Jefferson playing first Polish, Maverick. On the right-hand side, we've got Zol Midura playing 5th Gebirgs with Vanguard income. So on Orsha East, what usually can happen is a grind fest about these 2 flags. But you need to consider it's just 2 flags. So if you just lose this and maybe gain ground somewhere else, gaining ground somewhere else is more important than getting just this 1 flag. If you are the red player, you're also quite far away from gaining any advantage from taking this flag. On the other hand, if you are the blue player, you can kind of try to get into here, which will be easily defended, and here, and then you can pressure these 2 flags. You can walk units through the forest, get down here. It's only a brief moment where units here, for example, have line of sight on you. There's a windmill, by the way. Also, if red doesn't deploy anything here and loses all its units here, and someone pushes out a bit, then these 2 flags can be snatched. So yeah, be mindful of that. But on the other hand, you also have to consider if you just take one of these flags and in the rest of the map nothing changes, then this 1 flag will be enough. In the center, this is usually key. If you get pushed off the hill, then that's usually GG, or it's really difficult to bounce back because the other player can position lots of units here, bazookas and whatnot, or even push forward here or respectively here, pressurize you. Here the blue player is a bit in the advantage. Again, because, well, the red player does have the church, but if the blue player is faster, he can be here before the red player arrives. And with before some patches now, recent patches, and the nerfs to tractions and stuff, and there could be a huge speed difference. Now the speed difference ain't that big anymore. I once won a battle playing Festung Dünkirchen because I was so quick and I could right from the get-go capture the hill and push him out here then, and then basically pressure the supply lines as well. So yeah, it's also a place where you can place off maps early on, an A phase off map, to win the hill. It's also an option. Now here the blue player is a bit at a disadvantage because there's no good road up here, so you usually have to go through here, get into there. Here it's kind of like evenly matched, here kind of as well. Maybe a bit easier to get this flag as the red player than to get this one as the blue player. So yeah, disadvantages here and here a little bit for the blue player, huge disadvantage in the center for the red player, and also I'd say a disadvantage here for the red player. So overall I think the map favors blue, in particular if you have a fast division or faster division than your opponent. This flag, although, is also often can be snatched if red wins this and there's nothing like here. There can be like an awkward front line going this way. So be mindful of that. Or if red then moves on to send some infantry here, that can be really annoying. Be mindful of that. So let's take a look. Left-hand side, Jefferson. He is going into the forest. Right to the front line, not super aggressive, but he doesn't go for like a defensive, a T-gun deployment or anything like that, or into one of these houses here. Here he goes, just with 1 unit and 1 here to support, probably an HMG. Well, I don't know, that's a Sapersi. And this one is, I do not know. We'll see. So he goes here, airborne deployment, and the majority of his forces goes up here. And he brings an AA gun already. Quite sensible because both divisions do have Reckon, which can be super annoying. Super airborne deployment here. He does not even go for that flag at all. So he gives it up right from the get-go in an attempt to presumably have an overwhelming force here, deploy, and then push forward. And Zol Midura in the south, quite a lot of deployment. It's a very aggressive deployment for an IG gun. This is a more typical spot here. In the kind of southern center. He wants to ensure that he doesn't lose this flag, but airborne deployment here in the center as well. So not much will be happening here, maybe some probing. Radar guns, 2 radar guns already. The AA pieces. So not a very aggressive deployment here, but he is not super fast. So he doesn't have a speed advantage. And in the north, that's an aggressive deployment. He wants to get that flag, and he will get it. Because Jeff is not even deploying here. Okay, let's start the battle. Here we are, tanks are rolling. Well, actually not, because there's only one tank. Well, yeah. Oh, there's another one. And we see this slow Reckon plane. A slow Reckon plane is really cool, because it stays over the target for quite a long time. Also, maybe fast fighters might overshoot. Lots of jeeps, really fast. But here you can see, he's already like in the middle. Now imagine that that's just a horse with 90 km. Imagine back in the days 120 km per hour traction. You would get you quite far. Yamata already microed, really good. And there we go, this flag is won by Zol Midura as expected, and here we'll see what's going on. Yamata shooting, but yeah, gets out of line of sight. Center, the Gebirgsjäger, which is the perfect unit for here, with the range, if he gets some shots off at more than 100 meters in particular. The range like 100 to 300 kilometers is fantastic. 2 radar guns are good enough to just about force this shitty plane back, and even shoot it down with a crit. Good micro here to move forward. Also with the Panzerfaust then. And the MG42 should do some business. The Führer also fighting. He's not microed. Well, not put to hold fire. And now this is also forced back by the double-vetted Reckon AA piece. I guess it gets veterancy from the leader. Good IG gun play here. It's really devastating to lose these. Stuk also in the fray. Very good positioning here. So the blue player can often do some stuff here with snipers. Take out support weapons here. So you need something with range as well in order to support your support weapons. You see more leaders coming in here. And we see the push. And now it's back to 12-12. And there's a puck. I'm not sure why. This he wants to move it here, secure that for reinforcements, but maybe just put a Reckon unit here on hold fire and not get spotted, and then when something pops up you can maybe move your units out. Not sure he needs the puck 40 here. What he does need is something to secure the hill, because well, he obviously doesn't see it. You see lots of units are blinking, but that's the tricky part. There's a PO2 BF-109 coming in, going for the Superiority Rocks, triple vetted, good call here. But there is AA, and this is bad resilience. He gets the bombs off. I wonder if he's put on auto evac, because he could have used the fighter to attack the PO2. good bomb strike here, and I think it doesn't look good here for Zol Midura, who is in the lead though, because he snatched back this flag. Now, having this single vetted and put one here and one here would have been better, I think. In particular against those shitty Wrecking planes. Now the IG gun going for the Dushka, but it goes away. Dushkas are obnoxious. Jefferson clearly not playing with auto evac, but also not manually calling it back. Not sure if it's intentionally circling. Maybe. Yeah, it is maybe. Because he's going for the ground attack. Lovely. See? It goes down to 1. From fraud to 1 and forced back. And he's going for the next one. There's nothing to contest the IL-2. So that was actually a really good play. 70 now moving in. He wants to deal with the Fusilier, I presume. The Armata. APCR switched on, tries to deal with the Stuk and only 3 damage, but a crit. So with APCR, I think you do have a higher crit chance. Yeah. And he gets 3 shots, 3 crits, 2 crits, and that almost looked like an ammo explosion, but there was no notification. So down it goes. So well, 4 shots maybe in total. It was well worth switching on APCR. The IG will go down and the tank has no business in messing up with these units at CQC. They do have 35 pen, so could they pen from the side? They kind of could at point blank range. But we also have the SU-75 here. It should be able to spot the Stuk M42 before it gets spotted. He's moving them back and he's attacking with them. There's double Braider coming in. Yeah, I see what Jeff did here. He wanted to have the double Braiders and maybe beef them up with a leader. But I don't know why he's attacking the center again, because there's a AA gun and he's encountered it before. It's been moved forward a bit, but started shooting a little bit earlier. But Zol Midura still ticking Jeff. But he plays Vanguard. He needs, theoretically, towards the end of A phase, beginning of B phase, maybe get the double tick. But it's going to be tough in this setup. So in the comparison to the match between Farid and Emil, both played Vanguard, so that's the difference. And Jeff actually flipped a flag count, and it's now 13-11 for Jeff, because there's nothing holding this flag for Zol. Units are pinned down, and this is a wrecking unit anyway. The leader is dying, that's a bit of a waste. And now going for the Percy Rocks. He's very thin on the hill. Now, BX howitzers, not the worst call, but only if he manages to kill the AA piece. And there's already another one coming in. Air Force coming in. I mean, if he had and he changed already. Did he? Yeah, no, we're still going for this. He could have smoked it, theoretically. Put micro here to fall back. So actually it survives a little bit. Here you can see, it's still 7 dudes. And now on the move. IL-2 down here, dropping its bombs. There's nothing blue left. So this will again be the 13-11 for Jefferson. And yeah, really thin here as well. Zol in the south. This is also a good spot where you can put like a defensive, a hold fire reckon unit. And then you can put a unit here, for example, just to hold the flag. Because it's about to flip. If you call in your your artillery, you should always keep it busy and be it with defensive fire. It is nicely reinforced, but you see how point efficient first Polish is, and I think he traded a little bit better as well. The idea to give this up kind of starts paying off, maybe. I actually think, theoretically speaking, he could already theoretically push through this. Almost, maybe. The north is uncontested. The points here for the puck were a bit wasted. IL2 coming in. Got two Braiders. They are a bit too close together. In case they get shelled. Sturmpire going down. They're not seeing it. They were standing a bit too close to the hill, I presume, and didn't get line of sight somehow. The IL2 barely scratched, so basically this is wasted points. Feels a bit like an SU-76 artillery unit without radio, outside the radio range. Puck coming in here, he tries to secure this. Not the worst call, but the range won't really help him, and he's also Vanguard, and the 10 points more he gets in a B phase aren't that great. You see more artillery here. Not the worst call, in my opinion, because it won't win him any ground, but he can at least decimate the enemy units a bit. But he also needs to follow it up and then maybe smoke this and then send in infantry. But there are again those cheap T-70s now pushing out. And yeah, they have one DT, and that's good enough, together with the AT shells for infantry support. And if there's not much from the enemy, no armor, then it's really good. Good movement here, or is it just, it's just moving because of the fire? And down, the leader almost dead. If it kills the leader, that would be huge. Belky unloaded just in time. Now the half-track would be helpful. Yeah, this is now being shelled. He has had enough. He brings a howitzer, 122 mil. And look at the price, only 77 points. It's all his AA is here. Jefferson in the lead as we are in the early stages of E phase. Another AL2, there's nothing to stop it. This is starting to be a real problem. And theoretically he can just buy 9 of them and take out whatever AA Zol puts out, and then have a free pass in C phase. Katyusha killing the Gebirgsjäger here. So this was already worth it. This costs 40 points. I mean, this costs a bit more, but the unit 80 points, but this unit already taken out is a good start. Obviously it costs ammo as well. Going for the other. It's now the double Gebirgsflak. Inbound, IL2 going for the puck, and that will be devastating. Another 60 points will be lost. He's not moving it back, so it won't lose line of sight, and down it goes. Now the Italian fighter would have probably been a good choice. Now there's even the Recon plane. Meaning Zol sees everything, and he will strafe something here now. Or at least try to. But now the AA is unloaded. He's going for the strafe on the Gebirgsjäger, but look at that. Okay, he's falling it back, and now single vetted, 2 of them, they can do some damage. He did not micro to attack the IL2. That's a bit unfortunate because it might survive now. And it does. If a plane is forced back, they will attack another plane. And yeah, it's often better to continue trying to kill one unit. It's 13-11 for Jefferson. He now will look to find the double tick, I think. And I think he will go for it in the south here. He will go for the AA pieces and the Gebirgsjäger, or maybe both at one piece, maybe both at the Gebirgsflak. And he's not doing anything here. And later on he could theoretically still use his Katyushas or an IL-2 to bomb the hell out of this place. But it's interesting that no one is really going for the hill. So I think that Zol Midura kind of nicely managed in the nick of time to solidify his position there. Now we see the double Katyusha strike. Is it double strike? No, it's probably. And down. Will it go down? No, not quite. Cluster bomber. Yeah, one is still shooting. It won't manage to get through. No. Bit lucky. But Katyusha is also a bit ING. And it's only 80 points. Oh, it's constantly shooting here at this. And the Katyusha is being charged up. Almost both of them already. And I think he will use it here and here. Or here and here. And then try a push. We don't see any reinforcements coming yet. But they are. M2042 has pushed forward. This could go in this. And then put it on hold fire, because otherwise you reveal your position. Now double BF 109. Again, I think it's auto evac. You could have tried to go for the Hurricane plane as well. I think it got away. Now we see the SK-18 on basically counter battery duty. Let's see this baby shine, and there's the second one. Not the worst call of all calls, but and there's a third. That's maybe a bit of an over investment into artillery actually. That's basically what I would do, so you shouldn't. He's trying to take that out with a lot of shots at the same time here. No radio. Well, there's radio here actually from the Gebirgsführer, so that's good. Radio here would help as well. Will the howitzer go down? At least it's suppressed. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Two more killed and... oh. Oh, some more AA here. And here, okay. Plus the AA piece here as well. Usually you would call your AA piece once you need it, so after the first appearance of a bomber basically, or a wrecking plane. But if the opponent has a wrecking plane, I think it's sensible to call something in right from the get-go if it's affordable. In particular, if it could support your infantry as well, like a Nimrod or so, can be really helpful. Also to stabilize your push. So that's a nice thing here. It's an old artillery guide by Hobo Tango as well. So he puts them both on hold fire here, and he wants to ensure that they shoot at the same time. So he goes for the target, holds fire, and then releases hold fire, and they will shoot once they are fully charged, and they will shoot at exactly the same time. Fantastic Katyusha strike here. Even killed the Gebirgsstreif. I think it was a bit damaged before. Still lots of damage and an almost perfect timing, only almost. And unfortunately nothing to contest the Stück M42 here. That would have been quite helpful. Like a tank or two. Or maybe two more Katyushas. you know, divert them from the south. Or smoke with the... Can this shoot smoke? No. IL-2 now incoming. It goes for the Stück. Spotted the danger. But there are still 2 Breda guns, so... Unvetted. And there's the flak now as well. And there's the Bredas from here. It's actually forced back. It will go down, I think. There's still enough time for the AA pieces to shoot it down. Yes. But it is 14-10 now, as this flag flips. Yes, and I think that Zol will have a hard time pushing back into here. It's AA here still. Never been taken out. Only 7, still 7 men. This also 7 men. So a bit problematic. Now what Zol Midura possibly should do, he's got lots of troops here. He should try to go for these 2 flags and they would give him the lead. And force Jeff to deploy here. Because this is so solidified, there's no way he's going to push back into this, in my opinion. But the push here in the north, also supported with his, you know, huge artillery forces, you know, attacking this is all well and good. It's on counter battery. It will go down in a moment. But there are already 2 more. But, you know, killing this artillery won't bring him any flags. Whereas a Recon plane here in the north, and then an attack might do the trick. And actually he's going for it now. You should see that he can do it. He needs to move his Gebirgsjäger. Now it's the time to use the leader's sniper rifle, and this is a good place to attack units that are in here. There's AA ready. Now get your SPW as well, please. They're going for the Pak 40. Pak 40 will go down. No, it won't. Force back on time, but the sniper will go down. That's even worse. Oh. And the attack is denied. It was just not quite enough. You know, move this unit as well. Send it here. Help attack this. Now the BF-109 goes for... Oh, yeah, this... It will save the Gebirgsjäger potentially, but there's too much AA here. The better fly here, just attack the Armata. And the artillery remains silent. You know, the artillery attacking this. This is even within radio range, as is this. So use your SK-18 to kill this and this. Now the reinforcements are coming in and nothing has been gained here. No good defensive position has been established and the Pak almost wasted. The sniper for sure wasted. That's a very unfortunate end to this attempt. And still the guns are pointing at the wrong direction in my opinion. But obviously it's super difficult to do the right thing in game, and I wouldn't. It's easy to point things out when you see the whole picture. In Division 1 players see the whole picture without seeing the units, and then they act on it really swiftly as well. And that's why they are Division 1 players. Now this has all been moved, it's pointless. This will just about hold, this flag. Ooh. Now this is much more solidified, including a Zis gun. This is going to be really tough now. This is a nice attempt to take this flag back, but there's too much AA. With the shitty BF-109 you won't get through. Now the tank push has started. And yeah, this will be it. Some reinforcements are being called in. But here you can actually see giving up this doesn't really change anything as long as you manage to hold this. The red wave. Oh, the poor leader is shred to pieces. LG42 did not fire a single shot. A bit sad. Or, you know, trying to get some desperate kills. Oh, the infantry is already at the edge. Oh. The WDT quickly kills the truck. The radar will go down. Oh, it's now in a direct fire roll, I think. That's what the accuracy stands for. Stuk will do some shots, but it's looking really tough for Zol after a decent start. But then Jeff really built up his forces quite well and took it from there. Maybe some wrong investments, too much invest. Look, this is also 40 points. No, 50, right? 50. Used to be 40 for the buffing the artillery. It's just not worth it in this situation. Oh, and that got penned. The Stuk got penned. It will die now. 16-8, the flak going down. Entire center annihilated. Yeah, too defensively played, I think, by Zol Midura. Also with the artillery investment, like I would do it, which is wrong, obviously. But yeah, interesting to see the difference in the approach when you compare it now with the game I cast before by Ferret playing 50BX Vanguard. But yeah. Lots of skirmish XP. So yeah, Zol made his transition from skirmish to multiplayer, so that's really good, and it's a really good effort. I think it's really cool for new players to jump in. Yeah, I think Jefferson has been around for quite some time, so he obviously has the advantage, but well played by both players. Here we see Strelky 34 traded up quite nicely. No hero units here for Gebirgs. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Until then, bye for now.